about every class, and I don't think other teachers do also. You guys truly are one of our favorite classes, mine at least. I appreciate how laid back you guys are. You get along with each other. Normally about March, I'm like, goodbye seniors, time to leave, and I haven't felt that way about you guys, so that's really good.
Yeah! We're awesome.
I know, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I know that you'll do great things. So, before we launch into this poem, I need to share a couple disclaimers. First of all, Travis Fletcher was in my English 11 class first hour. He farted just about every single day. I don't think he knows that I know that he did, but now we all do. That's the first thing you need to know. Next, when we were talking about morals and values last year, and I was throwing out situations for people, Caleb and Skylar shared that they found a wallet at Cedar Point, took the money out, and then turned the wallet in.
Smart man.
Sorry, I remember that.
And then, finally, Michael. Okay. There are several things we need to know about Michael. Michael enjoys eating things that should not be consumed. I have caught him eating styrofoam out of my trash can one time. You know those little hand warmers that you put in your gloves or your mittens? Consuming the balls that are in those.
That's not even like.
And then let's not forget prom when he was eating goldfish. Not the crackers. Real goldfish went in his mouth. Oh, I'm not done with Michael. Every day when I would come into my room, whether it was last year or this year, the word mahogany would be written on my whiteboard. I'm still not sure why. Maybe he'll share that with me, but you need to know that. And finally, second hour English last year, what song was Michael obsessed with? Red Solo Cup. You need to know that. Okay, alright, here we go. You ready? I changed things up from 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. We're going to do a little Fresh Prince. Now this is a story all about how their lives got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how Mikey became the mayor of a town called Bel Air. In southeast Michigan, born and raised, hunting is how they spend most of their days. Chilling out, maxing and relaxing all cool, wearing yoga pants everywhere but inside the school. When a drunk woman at BP who was up to no good started causing trouble in the neighborhood. There was one little robbery and everyone got scared. Leach said, we're moving graduation to a town called Bel Air. They called for some buses, and when they came near, the license plate said dogs and there were dice in the mirror. If anything, I could say that these buses were rare, but I thought, nah, forget it, proceed to Bel Air. They pulled up to a hotel at 11:08, and Will yelled to the driver, I'm Brown, see you later. The night was loud, dramatic, and busy. Hardly anyone slept. Lonely without McKenna and Sarah, Ogle and Brandon wept. Miranda, Nicole, and Caitlin set a world record for texting, while Zach Collins stayed up all night lifting weights and flexing. Danielle Duvall flirted with Corey Howard via Skype, as Corey tried nicely to tell her that he wasn't her type. Alex Ogren tried selling monsters to each and every guest, and Erin Wall looked around at her classmates, annoyed and distressed. Bree Saunders kept saying, I want to meet some boys, where are all the guys? As Mary Lou was heard screaming, oh my God, Carissa, seriously, you have the ugliest eyes. I emerged from the lobby to do roll call when I saw Blaine curled up on the floor in a ball. Blaine, I asked, what's the matter with you? It's my truck, he sobbed. I just miss it so much, Lou. I rolled my eyes, patted his back, and assured him he'd be fine, when I heard a scream that sent shivers down my spine. I followed the noise and saw Derek struggling to walk. Just tore my ACL again, he said. No need to gawk. This trip was spiraling out of control, but what could I do? "Attention, students," said the hotel manager. "Where's Mrs. Wu?" I cautiously turned around and said, "That's me. What's wrong?" "Two of your students have been causing a ruckus all night long." Long story short, it was Vodich and Corey Moore causing the scene. Someone told them their shirts had to have sleeves, and they both got mean. Foltz, Wyatt, and Taylor Whitworth were also in trouble for inappropriate attire. "Nobody wants to see your butts," began the manager. "That's why there are belts we require." I thought to myself, maybe this class isn't ready for the real world after all. "Attention, Summerfield guests. Mrs. Wu, on line 3, you have a call." "Wu, save us!" cried Caleb and Skylar. "Do a fundraiser or something and get us some bail. You know that wallet we found at Cedar Point? They're just now putting us in jail." Okay, seriously, what else could go wrong, I thought. When a team of guys ran past me who wore uniforms that said SWAT. "We received reports of toxic fumes coming from the 6th floor, one of the guys said. After breaking down the door, they discovered it was just Travis Fletcher farting in bed. After Febrezing the room, the SWAT team was leaving but stopped in their tracks. Is that Abe Lincoln?" one asked in awe. "Nah, it's just Masoniah, relax." "Guys," Jack interrupted, "I'm heading down to the salon. They want to photograph my luscious locks." "I love hair, I'm coming with," Heaven said. Then on the other side of the door came a series of frantic knocks. Guys, it's me, Olivia. Cassie's giving me really mean looks, but I need a change of clothes. I wet my pants." "Whoa, can't I just serve my lunch detention now?" asked Lucas. "Or even better, won't you just give me a second chance?" Walking up from behind, a huge smile appeared on McKenna's face. "I see red hair," she exclaimed. "Is that Phoebes? He's so dreamy." "Did he come to Mr. Leach's place?" Before she could realize it was Lucas instead, the power went out and panic spread. "Looks like someone overused Twitter and Facebook," the manager began. "Who might it be?" "Oh, I know exactly who," I said, turning around. "Where are Chelsea and Danny?" We all had to evacuate until power was restored. The seniors found several ways to keep from getting bored. Nicole Denman sat on the grass, braiding Megan Zamuta's hair. Other seniors took window paint to people's cars and added some flair. Dakota and Rico canoodled in the corner, professing their love for each other. Jessica, being on top of things, picked up the phone to call her mother. "Mom, you need to let people know there's no way we're going to make it to graduation." "Woo," Steve began. "You've got to get the Krugers from the police station." "And just how do you suggest we raise enough money for that?" I inquired. "Easy," he answered. "A drum-off between Haley, Laurie, and me. None of us are tired." The students gave money to the drummer that they liked best. We raised bail quickly, way easier than I had guessed. Shelby, Spencer, and Lucas, the two redheads, started to feel dizzy and sank to the ground. "I'm diabetic, I need sugar," Shelby said. "Well, hello, don't just stand around." "And I need salt, lots and lots of salt." Raven offered, "I'll make you a pillow out of duct tape so it's padded." While all of this was going on, Michaela sat writing love letters to Kevin Ford, and Megan Stahl offered to show her YouTube videos to strangers who were bored. Kaylee, the bookworm, tried to pass time by reading to Stacy and Kayanne, and I tried desperately and rather unsuccessfully to come up with a plan. I was worried that there were several students I hadn't seen all day or night. I learned Hamilton was hired by the hotel to restore the power and make everything right. Mrs. Boss called to say that Cody and James were back at school. And where was Mikey? Maybe he went for a swim at the pool? Back in Petersburg, Cody Libsdorf sat fondling the curtain pulley in my classroom one last time. He and James were both unaware that never coming to school is actually considered a crime. Since they'd been gone so much, they hadn't heard that graduation was moved to Bel Air. So with their Arnold Palmers in hand, headphones on, and music turned up, they just sat there. 2,000 miles away in Bel Air, things were getting wild. And that's the story of my thyroid scare, said Shelby Bruckner as she smiled. Sam Smith came running up, frantic, to the crowd. You guys, a dog bit my thigh, she cried out loud. In the group to our left, I heard Andrew shouting about Michigan and rattling off stats. And to my right was Haley telling some of the guests about her unique love for cats. They're my favorite organism, for You guys, I shouted above all the voices. Where is Mikey? I'm starting to think he fled. Oh, boo, began Lucas. He's probably just eating something inedible or talking to Taylor. I doubt it, I replied. I bet he's spray painting mahogany somewhere, swearing like a sailor. Brad, what on earth are you doing? I asked, quite confused. Oh, just flexing for Nicole over there, he replied, amused. Hello and Matt Spots asked if they could leave to hunt, and unbeknownst to me, Joey was pulling a rude little stunt. He sat snickering and defacing many of my apples to apples game cards, and Spike was training for his next Tough Mudder by running through people's yards. People began gathering around Curtis and Ryan, intrigued by their laughs. Meanwhile, Cody Dreon FaceTimed Bobby, his better half. Shiloh? No, that's just what you call someone who's your significant other.
Well, that's not as funny then.
Okay. Wasn't supposed to be an insult. Shiloh was talking farming and guitar chat with anyone who would listen, and we saw the light of the moon bounce off Brandon's neck chops, making them listen. Almost done. Tegan's flight from her dog show was supposed to arrive any minute. Meanwhile, Jordan Link, a man of very few words, began to talk quite a bit. Turns out he's a pretty funny guy. Just then, our hotel lit up the sky. Hamilton got everything back up and running just like we knew that he could. Eddie finished up his Cheetos and Doritos, licked his fingers, and said, are those good? I let out a big sigh, amazed we had survived this ridiculous night. When up in the sky, I saw, not I seen, the strangest sight. A plane flew overhead announcing that Bel Air had a new mayor. I thought it was weird that they'd fly it at night, but what did I care? Then Mikey pulled up to the hotel in a limo, complete with his own bodyguard. Hey, Mrs. Wu. Hey, seniors. I just found out that becoming a mayor is not too hard. What? Several of us mumbled. How did this happen? It makes no sense. Well, you guys left me back at a rest stop. I hitchhiked my way here, and it was intense. You know Caleb and Skylar were in jail? Well, don't worry. I got them out. And Cody and James will be arriving later tonight, without a doubt. That's great, Mikey. I'm happy you saved the day. Really, I am, I replied. But I still don't get how you became mayor somewhere you don't even reside. I don't even know, he said with a shrug. I prank called the mayor. Oh, that's the other thing. Mikey prank calls people from teachers' classrooms all the time. I prank called the mayor. The next thing I knew, he asked me to come over and say the dinner prayer. So I showed up at his house not knowing what to say. I looked around me and improvised the Mikey way. Dear Lord, I began, thank you for this red Solo cup and the fact that we can fill it up. Let's have a party. Amen. Well, Mr. Mayor loved it and took me into his den. We signed some papers, and before I knew it, he resigned and made me the mayor. And that, my friends, is how Michael became the guy in charge of a town called Bel Air. Congratulations, seniors.